So Boston survives in overtime to take game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be real with y'all. Performances like this is why I seriously doubt the Boston Celtics. I know I can't be the only person that doubts them, but come on, man. Let's be serious. Now, granted, Boston got the win tonight in game one. It took them overtime to get the win, but they got it. But let's call a spade a spade. This game should not have even gone into overtime. They jumped out to a 12-0 lead. They were up for a majority of the game, but it's like this running narrative with Boston. It's like they are a great team. They can be dominant, but it's like they be so complacent, they be chilling too much, and they lose against teams that they have no business losing against. Am I right or wrong? Granted, this is the same team in the regular season who had a 30-point lead against the Hawks and lost. Now, this isn't a knock to the Indiana Pacers. They played a great game, but let's be real once again, right? Indiana's path to the Eastern Conference Finals has been easy, right? Because they beat teams that were demolished by injuries. If the Bucks had a healthy Damian Giannis, Indiana would have got beaten in the first round. But they beat the Bucks. Then they advanced versus the Knicks. The Knicks played good, but as that series went on, injuries started to decapitate them, and they won in Game 7. So let's be real here. Like, Indiana is a good team, but they should not even have made it this far in the playoffs. Now, these are the stats from the Pacers in Game 1. You see, Siakam had 24, Halliburton had 25, Miles Turner, he was hot early. He had, 18 in the first, half? Finished the game with 23, so he was quiet for the rest of the game. You see, McConnell had 13. Obi Toppin was hot. He had, 11 in the first quarter. Only finished with 15. So they had a well-rounded game from their team. All 5 of their starters, they did finish with double figures. Now, here are the stats for the Celtics. Now, JT led them in scoring with 36. Brown had 26. He had that game-time 3 at the end of the fourth quarter to send the game in overtime. Drew Holiday played great. He had 28. Derrick White had 15. Al Horford had 15. This needs to be noted moving forward in this series, right? Al Horford became a defensive liability in this game. You saw whenever Indiana would call for a pick and roll and they got that switch that they won with Al Horford, they would just eat. They would eat. So they have to look at that in Game 2. Granted, the Celtics are missing Porzingis. I think when Porzingis, if he comes back in this series, that's going to be the game changer. But I can tell off of this game alone, they miss his presence. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to definitely have to see, first of all, when Porzingis comes back, will it be a difference? And secondly, they have to look at that defensive adjustment on Al Horford, because when the Pacers, when they got him in a one-on-one, especially on a pick and roll or switch, it was pretty much a GG from there. Now, we all know playoff basketball is about game-to-game adjustments. So what will be the key adjustments heading into Game 2 for both of these teams? I know one thing. For Boston, they have to come ready to play in Game 2. How will they respond after being taken to overtime in Game 1 versus, in their opinion, they are the far superior team? So how did they end up in an overtime thriller against the Pacers, right? And we all know in Game 2s for the Celtics in this year's playoffs, they lost them. So everybody's going to be looking at how they respond to see if they can pull off a win in Game 2. But that's the end of this video. Let me know what y'all thought about Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the comments below.